after rant. From the hot, never relent. This is the Tottenham supplement. Money well spent, feet stomping, heart stomping, ready for the event. Chasing glory every moment, heaven sent.
Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you all are. It's Crisandro, of course, and sorry, just looking a little bit knackered. It was a long day going out to Luton yesterday, of which you'll see the video soon. It was a good day. It just ended up kind of doing a dumbass thing. Ended up missing I got an earlier train back from Luton back to home, but I did a dumb thing. When I got to this Luton railway station after the game, and I stopped off at a nice little burger place, Sobe Burgers, going to give them a plug, even though it helped paying me. That's just how good they were. And I was that enamoured by the meal that I went in there with my bag, which had all my recording equipment in. And after the meal, I got up and said thank you to everyone, made my way to the station, got as far as the platform, onto the train. It was an earlier train because I thought I might try and enjoy the sights of central London before I head on back to my ends. And as soon as I got as far down as St Albans, luckily it wasn't next to an express train, I realised my bag was not there with me. So I had to hot-tail it back, hot-foot it back to Luton, back to the burger place. Luckily I called ahead of time, as the train was pulling into St Albans, and the lady there today had a bag still there, so thankfully no one had pinched it, which is good. Got all my equipment back and ended up getting back into the ends an hour later than planned. So I was knackered. It was a taxing journey back, but it was all good. It was all good. And so I'm here just kind of like walking through, just on my way back. Stayed with my good lady last night, and so I just heading back to my place just to do the editing for the video, which you hopefully would have watched. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because, oops, do apologise there. This is about Morgan Gibbs-White, which completely stunned me, especially late yesterday when I saw that he put pen to paper for it on a lucrative new deal. I think it's a 4 or 5 year extension with Forest. So I don't know what the hell that whole thing was about, because as far as I was concerned, we triggered the release clause, right? We triggered the release clause. So that meant we were entitled to talk to Gibbs-White. And that's the rules of it, right? And suddenly Marinakis Evangelos Marinakis puts up a hissy fit, and then here we are. Morgan Gibbs-White didn't even so much as try and push for the move, even though presumably we triggered the release clause because we thought he was accepting of a move. But it just seems to me like that we were just used as a pawn in a game where he wanted to try and stay at Forest and get a lucrative bump a new contract. And that's kind of how it looks to me. And the annoying thing is that a lot of players seem to enjoy using us as a bargaining tool. When they're trying to sort out these contracts. And I know that we would have done our due diligence and we wouldn't have tried to get a player who didn't want to come to us in the first place, and that's where my issues kind of lie. I mean, not so much it is kind of my anger is directed towards Gibbs-White because we wasted a good chunk of our time on this. We stumped up. We were prepared to pay the release clause. I don't buy the whole secretive thing that the release clause is a secret. Maybe there's a non-disclosure agreement, but in a way, but how is that enforceable? Because if we happen to just pay, well, we kind of went in there and said we're paying a release clause. Well, actually, no, we didn't actually say that, did we? It was kind of like the news organisations, Sky Sports News, and the likes of David Ornstein and Romano, they said we triggered the release clause. We did not go in there and say we slapped down the release clause money. So it might just as well have been that we just paid the money that we thought he was worth, and that just happened to trigger the release clause. I just got to think about it laterally, really. And then Marinakis got into a hissy fit because we paid the exact money. That's kind of how it seems to me. And that all makes no real sense, because he then thinks that somebody has tripped out on the NDA, when in reality that might not have even happened. We just have put down the money we thought it was worth, and it just happened to be the release clause money. But even then, even if we did trip out the release clause, that surely should mean that we have first dibs on him. So Marinakis has broken all kinds of law, well, all kinds of rules, I would say. I'm just surprised that we didn't actually take it up further with the FA and, you know, with the Premier League to arbitrate this, because Marinakis and Forest have broken the rules as far as I'm concerned when it comes to you know, tripping out the release clause. So yeah, and the fact that we did that, and Gibbs-White was open to coming to us at the time. That's kind of like the what we presumed was the case. And then bugger all happens. He sits on his ass. He goes on all the tours and shit like that. And then suddenly he's looking to sign a new contract with Forest. And I'm thinking, what the hell was all that about? If I was a petty kind of guy, I'd go back and go back to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and I would sue both Gibbs-White and also fucking Nottingham Forest for breach of contract, or pre-contract. Well, I don't think you can contract. Pre-contract is such a thing. I have no idea what the talk would be. But they have broken some rules in doing this. Broken some real rules in doing this. So there has to be. We have to get compensation back for that. As far as I see it, you get me. And there's you know, enough players in the past have kind of like used us as a bargaining tool. And I know that people look at this and say, oh, well, that's Daniel Levy. I don't even think this is down to even, I don't think Levy's even involved in the transfers now. I think it's just literally down to the director of football and also the new chief executive. So Vinai, Venkatesham and Johan Lange would have done the due diligence behind it, and I would presume Vinai would have done the negotiations, as it were. That's what I think would have happened. Yeah. So so I know people will look at Levy and say, oh, he's at it again. That's because that's literally the nature of it. Look at the resignations and the reorganisation of the club literally means nothing, because the go-to will still be Levy. And when I feel that he's involved, I will say so. But when I don't think he's involved in these, then I will say so. I mean, the fact that we just were prepared to put the money down, we were prepared to negotiate quickly for Mohamed Kudus, that kind of shows that there's a new direction being taken, and it's not down to the old regime. But that is beside the point with many. So I know that, Levy. I mean, there was a few people trying to, well, one or two people. I think I know who it is, trying to start the "We Want Levy Out" chant over in Luton, and he was kind of left singing on his own, or with his mate, I imagine. And that kind of like died out after like 2 renditions. I'm not quite sure what they were hoping to get out of that, but yeah. So it'll always be, if things go bad, it must be an influence of the former all-conquering chairman. If things go well, then it's down to the new regime that we have in place. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of annoying, and that's kind of how it's now. That's what it's now kind of gone down to. But it is what it is. But my gripe on this occasion is with Gibbs-White for kind of stringing us along in the way that he did. You know what I'm saying? And it's... I wouldn't say that I don't think we wasted like a good month on this, because I do believe that, you know, while this is going on, we would have like put our eggs into other, not put our eggs, we would have dabbled in other things to see, you know, what other deals we can get, and there's probably other things in the pipeline waiting to get shifted out. So I'm sure that that's not the case. I don't think we just sat here just waited on one thing to do, because otherwise the case would have been that we would not have signed Kudus, and then the next day triggered what we thought was a release clause. Wouldn't have happened within the space of 24, 48 hours like it did if we were just sat here waiting for one deal to go through before we then went on to another deal. And that football doesn't work like that. Even in EA 25 or whatnot, when you're on manager mode, you're able to do multiple deals at the same time and then see what dominoes fall. So, you know what I mean? So no, I don't think we were just sitting there waiting for Gibbs-White to come through. I think we are just currently in the middle of other negotiations. Otherwise, we wouldn't be linked with so many other players going forward from that point. You know what I mean? So, but it's just a case that if Gibbs-White did not have, if he was not interested in signing for Spurs, if he did not want to come to Spurs in the first place, he just wanted to try and get a better bumper deal with Forest. I don't think it's the same kind of thing as what Willian did to us before signing for Chelsea. I mean, we had everything prepared. We agreed everything. It was just a case of the medical to come, and then and then as soon as he touched down in London, he ran away to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? So that's a slightly different thing. This one had, you know, I presume that we would have spoken with agents. We would have, you know, as is done these days. They try to talk about tapping up, but I think the rules around tapping up are just they don't serve the paper that they're written on now. Because pretty much every club kind of like breaks it in a way. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying that everyone kind of like looks to try and find out whether a player is interested in coming to them, and then they put the money down, because you don't want to waste your time throwing down the money and then the player says, no, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way it's done nowadays. So when people are shocked and surprised and they say, oh my god, tapping up, it really means nothing. It really means nothing. And so the fact that we would have got that far ahead in it all, and then suddenly he's going to sign a new contract to stay at Forest, that leads me to believe that he wanted to stay at Forest all along, and he just wanted to try and have some leverage over the club, and that's the part that I feel annoyed about. Because yeah, he did waste our time, wasted all of our time. He even got so public that flipping Fabrizio Romano gave it here we go. Got so public that goddamn Sky Sports News were talking about oh my god, breaking news, here's a new thing. We're now here we go from and whatnot. That time he's going to sign. He got that far, And that's the bit that's kind of wound me up, really, because if it wasn't for if he didn't want to come, and he didn't want to come to us, then he has just wasted our time. He has just used us. He has just done all that, and I just kind of thought, I don't know why I thought that he would be of a better kind of human than that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. He is what it is. Yeah, there. Yeah. So I just seen a cat just there. I thought I'd just say hello. Just kind of looked at me and just went. But no, but it is what it is, and those are one of the trapdoors you have to try and avoid when you're trying to, build a club up, when you're trying to get into better players. And who knows? Maybe he doesn't see us as a viable option because we finished the dreaded 17th place. I mean, people talk about a false position, but I know that people look at that and just say that that's kind of how, that's kind of Tottenham's level right now. But if you really believe that, if you really think that, then not only do you not understand football, then you really have no grasp about the issues that the club has had throughout the season and the mitigating circumstances that they took just to try and achieve what we did achieve in the end. And for me, winning that trophy will always be better than finishing in 4th place or finishing in 5th place. When people say to me, do you think we'll finish top 4? I just say I'm not the right person to ask about that. And so if an actual footballer looks at that and thinks that he just wants to join a club that's going to battle for relegation, then that's his kind of thing, really. I mean, I don't know, he's been in with Forest, a couple of years? In that time, last season they finished, 7th? I mean, then season before that, they just about survived. So, if he thinks Forest are on the up and up and not a yo-yoing team, then he's going to have a huge reckoning this coming season. He really will be. Because, Forest ain't going to achieve anything once they get their teeth into into Europe as they will do this coming season. Again, Marinakis stiffing Crystal Palace, trying to make more of their multi-club ownership rules than it actually was. And the UEFA bought it. I'm kind of getting the impression now that Marinakis is a bit of a scumbag, and he's kind of like the Robert Maxwell of football clubs. You know what I mean? He's just going to use as much dirt as he can to just try and get more money for himself, as well as quote, elevate his club, unquote. And so I have no doubt he's done some dirty in stalling this Gibbs-White deal, and I'm sure that Gibbs-White was only using Spurs to try and elevate his chances of an improved contract with the club, and that is his want. But in terms of making him a trustworthy player, he's kind of burnt a lot of bridges in that aspect. I mean, when you think about it, he kind of did it to Wolves, didn't he? And when he did score against Wolves, he made sure that he burnt his bridges further. So, in terms of personality, he's a terrific footballer, and I love him in the team. But he's just kind of opened up my eyes into the kind of player and the kind of person that he really is. And although it would have been good to have him for a couple of seasons, the idea that he'll then stab us in the back in the 3rd season if what he perceives to be a better deal comes along, he can stay with Forest and he can enjoy his relegation dogfight this coming season. Anyway, that's not me being bitter or anything like that. It's just me seeing as I see it from the angle of Forest, really, and from what I know about Forest. I do keep an eye on them, as I did say that they are my dad's team. They were my dad's team. So yeah, I do kind of keep an eye out for what Forest do. So I know for a fact that they won't get that high this coming season, as high as they did last season. That will not happen. And Gibbs-White is welcome to that. He can stay there. But anyway, thanks for listening to my ramblings. Tell me what you think about the whole deal. I know that there'll be a few out there who will go straight to the Daniel Levy angle when it has literally nothing to do with him. This is all down to Forest. It is all down to Marinakis. It's all down to Gibbs-White. It's all down to them, man. And they just stiffed us in the end. So we just have to move on from it, ignore it, and in a trite sort of way, I'm going to wish Gibbs-White a good luck, because he will need it, especially when it comes to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Thanks for watching. Like, love the channel, comment as well, share it to everybody. Let's get this conversation going. I want to have a decent conversation as opposed to the ones that we see elsewhere, where it's literally just a bombardment on one particular guy, nothing to do with it, and it's completely ignoring the actual two guys who were. So it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Come on, you Spurs, and you all take care.